This Holy Grail protein repairs DNA and could lead to a cancer vaccine. According to researchers, scientists have discovered a protein that can directly halt DNA damage. Can you believe that? Better yet, a new study shows it appears to be plug and play, theoretically able to slot into any organism, make it a promising candidate for a cancer vaccine. DNA damage response protein C, DRC, was found in a hardy little bacterium called Deinococcus radiodurans, DDRC for short, seems to be the very effective and at detecting DNA damage, putting a stop to it and altering the cell to start the repair process. I wonder if this also works for autoimmune diseases. But DDRC's best feature might be that it's pretty self-contained, doing its job without the help of other proteins. It should be relatively easy to transfer the DDRC gene into almost any other organism and improve DNA repair systems, as researchers from Western University in Canada discovered when they plugged it into boring old E. coli. During our huge surprise, it actually made the bacterium over 40 times more resistant to UV radiation damage, says biochemist Robert Zalba, the first author of the new paper. It seems to be a rare example where you have one protein and it really is like a standalone machine. Unchecked DNA damage can lead to a range of diseases. UV light, for instance, can damage the DNA in your skin cells, boosting the chances of skin cancer. Being able to prevent or even reverse that damage could save lives. Zalba says the ability to rearrange and edit and manipulate DNA in specific ways is the holy grail in biotechnology. If you had a scanning system such as DDRC, which patrolled your cells and neutralized damage when it happened, what if you had this? This might form the basis of a potential cancer vaccine. D-radiodurans is an obvious place to look for this kind of a tool. The bacterium can survive doses of radiation thousands of times more than enough to kill a human cell. It's been found to survive along long stretches of the outside of the International Space Station and can even survive in conditions comparable to those on the surface of Mars. And it turns out DDRC plays a key role in that hardiness. With a human cell, if there are any more than 2 breaks in the entire billion base pair genome, it cannot fix itself and it dies, says Zalba. But in the case of DDRC, this unique protein helps the cell to repair hundreds of broken DNA fragments into a coherent genome. The researchers used a powerful X-ray beam and the Canadian light source to probe the 3D shape of DDRC and figure out how it works its magic. They discovered that the protein scans along the DNA, searching for lesions on one or both strands. When it finds either a single strand or double strand break, it then binds it to and goes looking for another break of the same type. And once it locates 2 single strand breaks, DDRC will bind to and immobilize them both, compacting the segment of DNA. It does a similar thing with pairs of double strand breaks, wrapping the 2 loose ends together to form a circle, kind of like tying a loop into a shoelace. These fixes not only prevent the damage from getting worse, but they also signal to the cell's DNA repair mechanisms to come and patch up the breaks. Among the many benefits of better DNA repair, adapting this mechanism could be a boon to genetic engineering, helping us develop cancer vaccines and climate change resistant crops, and there might be more new tools where that came from. Zalba says DDRC is just one out of those hundreds of potentially useful proteins in this bacterium. The next step is to prod further, look at what else this cell uses to fix its own genome, because we're sure to find many more tools where we have no idea how they work or how they're going to be useful until we look. Again, hopefully they'll be able to be used to help rebuild the cells, the DNA repair of the cells that have been damaged in autoimmune patients. The study was published in the journal Nucleic Acids Research. This is on Science Alert by Michael Irving. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.